You just bought a brand new Hyundai. You are sitting in the driveway, the new car smell is still hitting you, and somewhere in the setup process, your dealer or the car itself starts talking to you about something called BlueLink. You tap through the screen, you download an app, you create an account, and then life gets busy and you never really think about it again. Or maybe you are the opposite kind of person. You saw BlueLink in the brochure, you thought it sounded impressive, and now 3 months in, you are wondering why you are paying a subscription fee for something you barely use. Both of those people exist. And honestly, both of those people have a point. Today we are going to talk about Hyundai BlueLink in a way that nobody really does. Not the marketing version where everything is magic and seamless. Not the cynical version where connected car tech gets dismissed as corporate fluff. We are going to look at what it actually does, what it actually costs, where it genuinely earns its place in your life, and where it quietly fails to justify the hype. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what BlueLink is worth to you specifically, not just in general, but for the way you actually live and drive. What BlueLink actually is, stripped down. Let's start from scratch because a lot of people have a vague sense of what BlueLink is without really understanding the bones of it. BlueLink is Hyundai's connected car platform. It is a combination of hardware built into the vehicle, a cloud-based system that communicates with that hardware, and a smartphone app that gives you a remote interface into all of it. Think of it less like a single feature and more like an operating system layer that sits underneath the visible parts of your car's technology. The hardware side is a telematics control unit installed in the vehicle. This is what allows your car to send and receive data independently of your phone. It connects through the cellular network, which means it does not need your phone to be present or Bluetooth to be active. The car itself has its own data connection. That is actually more significant than most people realize, and we will come back to why later. The app side is what most owners interact with day to day. You open it on your phone, you see your car represented on a map, and you have a range of controls and information available to you. But the app is really just the front door. The actual intelligence is living in that cloud system connecting your phone to your vehicle. BlueLink launched in 2012, which makes it one of the earlier connected car systems from a mainstream automaker. It has gone through multiple generations since then, and the current version is considerably more capable than what early adopters experienced. That history matters because it means the platform has had time to mature, to have its rough edges smoothed out, and to add features based on real-world feedback. The remote features and why they matter more than you think. The most obvious face of BlueLink is the remote control features. Start your car from your phone, lock and unlock the doors, flash the lights, and honk the horn to find it in a parking lot. Check whether you left the windows open. For a lot of people, these feel like party tricks. Interesting the first few times, forgotten after that. But spend a little time thinking about specific situations, and the value starts to become clearer. Remote Start is the one that converts the most skeptics. If you live anywhere that experiences real winters, starting your car 10 minutes before you need to leave so it is warm and defrosted is not a luxury. It is genuinely a quality of life improvement that you feel every single cold morning. The same logic applies in extreme summer heat. Getting into a car that has been sitting in a parking lot in 95-degree weather and immediately being blasted by pre-cooled air is something you will appreciate more than you expect. The car can even be set to precondition the battery on electric and hybrid models, which directly affects performance and range. Remote lock and unlock sounds trivial until you have handed your keys to a family member. You are miles away, and they call you because they locked them inside the car. Or until you are lying in bed at night and cannot remember whether you locked the car. You used to have two choices in that situation: get up, go outside, check, or lie there second-guessing yourself. Now you open the app, confirm it is locked, and go back to sleep. That is not a gimmick. That is a small but real reduction in daily friction. The Vehicle Finder feature with lights and horn is genuinely underrated for anyone who parks in large structures regularly. And the window and door status checks become habitual for people who travel frequently and want to confirm the car is secured before they board a flight. The safety and emergency features that change the conversation. Here is where BlueLink moves from convenience territory into something more serious. Automatic collision notification means that if your vehicle is in a significant accident and the airbags deploy, the system automatically contacts emergency services and can relay your location. You do not have to be conscious. You do not have to be able to reach your phone. The car calls for help, For anyone who drives long distances alone or anyone who has an elderly parent driving solo, this feature alone carries enormous weight. Roadside assistance is integrated directly into the app in the vehicle. You can connect to Hyundai's assistance service with a single button press, and because the system already knows exactly where you are, there is no fumbling with addresses you do not know while standing on the side of a highway. Stolen vehicle tracking is another category that tends to get undervalued until the moment it is needed. If your car is stolen, Hyundai's Response Center can track the vehicle in real time and coordinate with law enforcement. The success rate for recovery is substantially higher when this kind of tracking is active compared to vehicles without it. Some insurance companies recognize this and offer discounts accordingly. Speed and boundary alerts allow parents of teen drivers to set geographic boundaries and receive notifications when the car crosses them. The system also tracks how fast the vehicle is being driven and can alert you when it exceeds a threshold you define. Geofencing for teenage drivers is not helicopter parenting. It is practical safety monitoring that gives parents real information rather than just anxiety. The information features and what your car is telling you. Beyond control and safety, BlueLink turns your car into an information source that communicates with you proactively. Monthly vehicle health reports land in your app and give you a clear picture of your car's condition: tire pressure, fluid levels, fault codes, upcoming maintenance items. This used to require a trip to the dealer or a diagnostic scan tool. Now it comes to your phone automatically. If the system detects something that needs attention, it flags it immediately, rather than waiting for your next scheduled check. The driving score feature is more interesting than it sounds. It tracks your acceleration patterns, braking, cornering, and overall smoothness, then gives you a score and breakdown. Some people find this irritating. Others find it genuinely useful for developing smoother habits that reduce wear on the car and improve fuel efficiency. It is completely optional to engage with, but the data is there if you want it. For electric and plug-in hybrid Hyundai vehicles, the information layer becomes substantially more valuable. You can monitor charge status remotely. You can set charging schedules to take advantage of off-peak electricity rates. You can check remaining range before you even walk to the garage. You can precondition the cabin while still plugged in, which is significant because it preserves battery range that would otherwise be spent on heating or cooling once you are on the road. The integration with Google Maps and other navigation platforms means your destination can be sent directly from your phone to the car's navigation system before you even get in. For anyone who has fumbled with in-car navigation systems while trying to enter an address, this is a genuinely welcome upgrade. And the subscription model and the honest cost conversation. Now we need to talk about money, because this is where the conversation about gimmick versus utility gets most complicated. New Hyundai vehicles come with a complimentary BlueLink subscription period. The length varies depending on the model and when you bought it, but it is typically somewhere between 3 and 5 years of connected features included at no additional charge. This is generous compared to some competitors who give you far less or charge immediately. After that trial period ends, you need to subscribe to maintain access. The pricing structure has evolved over the years and varies by region, but the general framework involves tiered packages at different price points. At the basic level, you get safety and emergency features. At higher tiers, you get the remote controls, the diagnostics, and the advanced features. Whether that ongoing cost is worth it is genuinely personal. If you use remote start every day through winter and summer, if you have a teenage driver, if you have an EV and rely on remote charging management, the math works out quite favorably. If you live in a temperate climate, drive alone, and mostly just wanted to check the app once out of curiosity, it is harder to justify. What makes the cost question complicated is that there is a psychological shift that happens when features move behind a subscription wall. Things you were using freely suddenly feel like they cost something, even if the actual monthly amount is small. That resentment is real and worth acknowledging. Connected car subscriptions as a category have faced significant backlash for this reason, and Hyundai has not been entirely immune to that criticism. The counter-argument is that maintaining a cellular data network, server infrastructure, development teams, and response center operations for millions of vehicles is not free, and someone has to pay for it. The subscription model is how that gets funded. Whether you find that argument satisfying probably depends on how much you are actually getting from the service. Where BlueLink falls short and what owners complain about. Let's be honest about the frustrations, because they are real and worth your time. The app experience has historically been inconsistent. Commands can take longer than expected to execute. Remote start occasionally fails to trigger on the first attempt. The app has gone through several redesigns, and while the current version is more reliable than earlier iterations, it is still not the seamless, instant experience that the marketing suggests. If you press start and your car starts in about 15 seconds, you feel like it worked perfectly. If you press start and wait 45 seconds wondering whether anything happened, the experience feels broken even if the car eventually does start. Connectivity in certain areas is predictably problematic. The system relies on cellular coverage, and if your car is parked somewhere with weak signal, commands may not get through or may be significantly delayed. This is not unique to BlueLink and affects all connected car systems, but it is worth understanding before you are frustrated by it. The interface between BlueLink and third-party smart home systems has improved but remains less polished than similar integrations from competitors. If you are someone who has built a sophisticated smart home setup and expects everything to talk to everything else effortlessly, BlueLink's integration depth may disappoint you. Customer service for account and subscription issues has been a consistent pain point in owner communities. Billing problems, difficulty canceling or changing tiers, and slow resolution times show up regularly in forums and owner surveys. This is not a universal experience, but it is common enough to mention. Some features that sound compelling in the brochure are more limited in practice than the description implies. The driving score, for example, requires consistent engagement to be genuinely useful, and many owners find they look at it a few times and stop. Vehicle health reports are helpful but do not replace actual mechanic inspection and can generate alerts that are difficult to interpret without professional context. How BlueLink compares to the competition. It would not be a fair assessment without looking at where BlueLink sits relative to what other automakers offer. Toyota's Remote Connect and Safety Connect system covers similar ground. Kia's UVO system, which shares much of its DNA with BlueLink given the corporate relationship between the two companies, is essentially a sibling platform. GM's OnStar has the longest history in the space and remains a benchmark for emergency and safety services specifically. Ford's FordPass has made significant strides, particularly in the EV space with the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. Tesla's connected car features are deeply integrated and effectively inseparable from the ownership experience. Where BlueLink earns genuine credit is in the length of the complimentary subscription period for most buyers. The safety feature integration is solid, and the emergency response infrastructure is reliable. The EV and hybrid-specific features are among the more developed in the segment. Where BlueLink falls behind is in software polish and integration depth. Tesla's system, for the sake of comparison, is deeply woven into how the car operates rather than feeling like an add-on layer. BlueLink still carries some of that feeling of being a separate system, bolted onto the car rather than native to it. That gap has been closing with each generation, but it has not fully closed. Who gets the most out of BlueLink? Let's make this specific, because the right answer depends entirely on who is asking. If you live somewhere with genuine seasonal weather extremes, remote start and cabin preconditioning are worth the price of admission by themselves. Calculated across a full winter or summer season, the daily convenience compounds into something substantial. If you own a Hyundai EV or plug-in hybrid, the charging and range management features are not optional luxuries. They are core to getting the most from the vehicle. The ability to schedule charging, monitor charge status overnight, and precondition the battery is meaningful and affects both convenience and efficiency. If you have a teenager driving your car, the monitoring and alert features give you genuine safety information that you cannot get any other way without installing third-party tracking hardware. If you travel frequently and worry about the car being left unattended for extended periods, the ability to check status remotely and respond to alerts in real time is genuinely reassuring. If you are a single driver in a mild climate who mostly commutes predictably and has no particular safety concerns about other drivers using the vehicle, the case for the paid tier after the complimentary period is harder to make. The verdict: useful with conditions. Here is where we land after putting it all together. BlueLink is not a gimmick, but it is also not universally essential. The honest answer is that it sits somewhere in between. and where it lands for you depends on a reasonably specific set of circumstances. The safety and emergency infrastructure is genuinely good and represents real value regardless of how much you use the convenience features. Automatic collision notification and stolen vehicle tracking alone justify a meaningful portion of the subscription cost for many owners, even if they never consciously think about those features, because they are operating silently in the background. The remote and diagnostic features range from transformative to redundant depending on your lifestyle. They are not marketing fiction. They are real capabilities that real owners use, but they are not magic. And they come with the friction and occasional unreliability that characterize all connected systems of this type. The subscription model will irritate some people and feel entirely reasonable to others. The length of the complimentary period means this is a decision that most new buyers will not have to make for several years, which takes some of the urgency out of it. But it is worth making that decision thoughtfully before the trial ends, rather than either reflexively continuing or reflexively canceling. What BlueLink ultimately represents is a genuine attempt to make the relationship between a driver and their vehicle more intelligent, more responsive, and more connected. It succeeds at that more often than it fails. It is at its best when the features it offers align closely with specific, real needs in your life. And it is at its worst when it is treated as a monolithic product that either everyone needs or nobody does. The question was never really whether BlueLink is useful or a gimmick. The question is whether it is useful for you. And now you have what you need to answer that honestly. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe so you do not miss the next one. And drop a comment telling us whether you use BlueLink and what your experience has actually been. The real-world feedback from owners is always more interesting than anything that comes out of a brochure.